Welcome to Botany Road, from wetlands to workyards. In this micro-study, I unpack how form, function and meaning assemble to create the identity of a small stretch of Botany Road. I acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land and pay my respects to the elders, past, present and emerging. This study focuses on understanding a landscape layered with ecological, cultural, colonial, industrial, and contemporary urban traces. This is the exact stretch analyzed, Bay Street to Hale Hastings Street, a perfect laboratory for observing how built form, land use, and movement patterns assemble at a micro scale. To read urban assemblages, we also read ourselves in the place, because positionality shapes perception. This is Mumbai, a port city, my home, defined by its industrial waterfront and histories of exchange. I am Dhwani Kolke, born and raised in Mumbai, a city shaped by trade and tidal edges. I find an echo here at Botany Bay. Walking this stretch helped me read the city not as a map, but as an experience that shaped the meaning of the place. The similarity between Mumbai and Botany Road is that they have homes beside workshop, which guided my lens. It helped me understand the coexistence of conflicting uses as a normal urban condition rather than a problem. Botany Road as a Muru connected Botany Bay to Sydney Cove, but the selected stretch sort of divides the industrial area from the residential one, creating a metaphorical wall. The traces of Botany Road went from its wetland past to industrial present. These transitions show exactly how cultural and technical forces reshape urban form. Once a Muru, a pathway over the country, now a car-dominated corridor. The evolution from walking track to traffic channel reveals how transport reshaped land values, street life, its function and meaning. Kim Dovey's framework from the book Urban Design Toolkit includes type, character, memory and graffiti, form as physical morphology, function as everyday practice, and meaning as lived experience. Together, they help decode Botany Road as an assemblage. The morphology here is layered colonial grids recognizing major structuring elements. Dovey describes block as relational containers. The block patterns on Botany Road give rhythm to the street and structure how land is used and experienced. Streets are spaces of encounter, but Botany Road's width limits social and pedestrian functions, a clear example of form constraining life. Built form frames behavior. Here, industrial sheds and bank walls create long stretches of dead frontage. The figure ground shows stark contrast in permeability. The street elevation shifts from transparent retail to blank industrial edges, confirming Dovey's idea that facades invite or repel. The stretch is aligned with residences, commercial stores, and shop-top housing. The permeability diagram here shows different edges. Some welcome movement and some push people away. Impermeable industrial edges seem to reduce walkability, while residential edges feel inviting and provide more human scale. Land use zoning reveals the strategic intentions of planners versus the reality. Here we see how industrial zones persist despite the corridor shifting towards mixed use. Character emerges from these patterns, with high activity, a mix of edges, uses, and atmospheres shaping identity. Zooming in reveals how colors, materials, small front gardens, and signages contribute to the everyday character that residences associate with home. And in contrast, the southern path, showing major residential character, tells a completely different story about life, no noise, and a very minimal activity. Bayside Council future development lean towards higher density and shifting industrial sites to mixed use. This reflects broader economic forces shaping the corridor. High activity areas cluster around shop fronts, bus stops, and intersections where permeability and functions align to support public life. Medium activity zones appear in the area where some residential permeability but no strong attractors, still walkable but not lively. Low activity zones coincide with the long industrial frontages, proving once again that form shapes behavior. Tree shading shapes how people walk. We simply avoid hot, exposed edges. Even a single tree can redirect movement. There have been efforts by the council to increase tree canopy cover in future. As a woman, the street's density, lighting, and visibility deeply affects my sense of safety. Industrial edges feel exposed, residential ones feel fairly secure. Urban form is not neutral, it shapes lived experiences. Botany Road's heritage buildings like the Captain Cook Hotel and the Town Hall anchor historical memory. Even as the corridor densifies, heritage provides cultural continuity. But sadly, there is no mention of conserving heritage in the future goals of Bayside Council. Place memory is sensory. Botany Road smells floral, herby, smoky, and occasionally like the inside of a mechanic's lunchbox. Sensory evidence of hybrid land use. Dovey sees graffiti as an urban identity and expression which transforms facades into communicative surfaces. But on Botany Road, it sometimes feels more like the walls have given up. This still reveals informal cultural layering. Bayside Council's strategies focus on streetscape upgrades, open spaces, stormwater, active transport, and community infrastructure, showing how planning tries to catch up with the lived urban realities. Botany Road is evolving from a traffic corridor to a human-scaled mixed-movement street. Its future lies in balancing mobility with place, stitching together communities through shade, activity, and design. Thank you.